Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another League Racing video, and today we're here for PSGL F2 and we are back for the Canadian Grand Prix. It's been a bit of a minute and we've had a bit of a season break, 2-week hiatus after the last race in Portugal, but we're back and today we're here for Canada. First of all, if you haven't seen that previous race at Portugal, then go check it out. It gives you a lot of context and also to see what the current situation is with the championship, so I'll leave that one linked up in the top right. But on screen right now you can see the championship standings. Now pause the video and digest these, but basically heading into this race, my teammate Lewis Welch, he won the last race in Portugal, so he's now up to second place in the Drivers' Championship. We are currently chilling in P4. Sam Bean's still leading the way by quite a bit, and we've got to try and work to cut that gap down. In the Constructors though, for the first time this season, we now lead. We've had a pretty strong turnaround in the last 5 races, and we've been the highest scoring team in the last 3, and therefore we've jumped pretty much from 8th to 1st in the last 5 races and gone up as now the top team in the Constructors. So happy days on that front and gradually making that progress. But now you join me in qualifying. We're here for a short qualifying session. My first lap on softs wasn't great.
Finishing lap?
Yeah. I want to try and finish this second lap. And you can hear me say I'm trying to finish this second push lap on the same tyres to see if I can get a reference lap. I'll probably improve, but at least this way I've got a banker for later. But yeah, this is going to be our banker lap in qualifying. Did 84.22. Now for reference, my personal best around here is a 1 minute 7.9 low. I've done that a few times and I could do an 8.0 quite easily. So I know what kind of pace to aim for, as we went back out there on another set of soft tyres for my second run. Now, I wasn't really improving, so I decided to back off and roll out of the lap. We were only on for like a mid-2, to be honest, so I wasn't really happy with it. So we're going to try and go again, and the next lap you're about to see was, in the end, my best lap of qualifying. So we're going to go for a full lap of Canada, and I'm going to run you guys through it. So, making sure we have the car back in the correct engine modes now that the tyres have cooled down. We've got just enough fuel for one more push lap, so let's go for it as we set up the lap with the final chicane, getting a good exit. Going for a second lap. And here we go then. Down towards turn 1, braking as the asphalt appears on the right. Down to third, take lots of inside curb through 1 and 2. Important to carry some good mid-corner speed and minimum corner speed as we make our way into the chicane of turns 3 and 4. A very tricky part of the track, this one, and important to really cut the curbs to maximise lap time. Decent first sector, 18.9, not my best. I managed to do a 0.7 in the first sector at one point, so that I'm a little bit off the pace. And I can do 0.8s quite easily as well. But still, the middle sector, as we go into this right-left chicane, didn't quite get enough inside curb through the right, and I actually lost a bit of time compared to my previous best. So again, not the best lap so far, but we do go purple. Chilling on a 40.3, which is not my best, but we'll keep pushing on this lap because I want to try and get an improved lap on the leaderboard.
Are you on the lap?
Yeah. What would a mid-2 get me?
Fourth? Fifth?
Fuck, I can't chicane. I'll still get a mid-2 though. So yeah, I was trying to get an update to see what kind of pace I needed to do and whether to commit or abort the lap. In the end I committed. We did a 0.267, which is not great, to be honest with you. In qualifying on my final run, you can see here, we was actually looking pretty decent. I gave myself time for, I believe, one more push lap. And I was up, but I threw it away, shake of the head, as you'll see, and just not really doing well. The final chicane, I tried to commit and go big or go home, and we cut the second apex, which is unfortunate. So it could have been an improvement by pretty much a 10th had I taken the short line on the right to the finish. So that would have put us on like a mid-1 probably, a 1.67. But even then, I don't think it was a great qualifying session. A 1.67 though would have got us P4, which would have been great. Instead, we're going to finish in P10, which is probably the worst case scenario. I kind of accepted that my pace wasn't there in qualifying. It was a bit scruffy. I don't know why. I had a really bad session. My practice was actually 10 times better than this, but in the actual lobby I didn't really deliver. And I was kind of accepting and hoping that someone would push me down to P11, but it wasn't to be. We finished in P10 and we missed out on P11 by 6/1000ths of a second. So we're going to have to start the race on pretty warm soft tyres and try to fight our way back. So Not a great day at the office. Lewis Welch, P14, my teammate. This track doesn't suit him. He's not on the pace, so it's on me to try and get the points here this race. So, yeah, we're going to try and fight back in the race, but qualifying was a bit of an L. Now then, here we are at the end of the formation lap, and for this race, we're going to go for a soft, medium. It's going to be the better strategy. We do have the possibility of rain right at the very end of the race, but we'll see how that pans out. Here we go then, 5 lights. If you're excited for the race, leave a like as we're lights out and away we go at the Canadian Grand Prix in PSGL. Decent start, we get a better start than both cars ahead of us. Down to turn 1 though, there's a bit of a roadblock and I don't really have a lot of space to really make anything happen. Akinci trying to go around my outside at turn 2 as Norberto gets a bit of oversteer. I'm going to use that as an opportunity to try and squeeze up the inside. We get a bit of contact there, hit on the left hand side as Norberto tries to turn in. We brushed the wall, luckily no vehicle damage, but now Akinci looking for the move up the inside as we try to squeeze the car through around the outside of a turn 6 I believe. Not quite able to make it work, but now Christian Sendel is the one putting pressure on from behind in the Alpha on the mediums. Luckily we stay ahead and we're going to go single file. Let's see who's going to be the stupid one to go for the dive into the hairpin. And you can hear me say who's going to be the stupid one to go for the dive into the hairpin. You can see up ahead lots of action happening. Dormeyer comes back into the racing line a little bit there and I have to get out of it and run wide.
It was Cat.
And you can see there it was actually Akinci who went for the dive bomb into the hairpin. Dormeyer moved right back onto the racing line in the braking zone. Had to go straight under the hairpin.
P12.
Nice one. So yeah, end of lap 1. Still P10 and we'll take that. And now we've got to try and build some confidence. Can't see a thing through the chicane when I'm following a car, man. And as you can hear me say there, following a car too close around here could be a disadvantage because visibility becomes quite poor and you can't really see the white lines and the curves and the lines and you tend to maybe get warnings. So lap 2, Neon retires from the race, yellow flag, and that's going to trigger a virtual safety car. I swear to God, if I get a penalty. Oh, safety car, I'm pin. And we now get a full safety car after that initial virtual, and we're now going to box this lap. Esports pit system is going to be tested here. So I got lucky. I thought I hit the back of Norberto there under VSC, but luckily it seems like we haven't. This virtual safety car has changed to a full safety car, so I'm going to go ahead and pit for mediums. Realistically, there's no point staying out. The softs are really worn out from 2 qualifying laps. We're better off getting some fresh rubber and trying to push. So we're going to go for mediums, and hopefully we can make these work in the second stint of this race.
Well, P5.
Go, exit now. We're racing on the exit.
Feels like all of you in the Austria are fucking flying now. Yeah, the esports pit system has worked out beautifully.
We'll be doing one more stop today. 1 stop left.
It is too early to pit, yes. It's too early, but I'd try something different with the strategy, so. As you can hear me say, it is too early to pit, realistically. It's a long way to go. We're looking at about 16 to 15 laps per stint on medium, which is a bit of a push. I mean, don't get me wrong, tyre wear's very low here, but once the tyres hit about 25 to 30%, they feel like crap. And you're really, really off the pace. So you don't really judge your strategy based off tyre wear here. You base it off your pace. And once your pace drops, it's time to pit. So anyway, we're here for the restart. We had another car in the pit. So we're now P14 for this race restart. And everyone ahead of us has pit set for, I believe, 1 or 2 cars. And then we've got all the guys on the Austria ahead of us, including our teammate Lewis Welch. So back on the way, Lewis, I think, is actually P1 or P2 or P3. He's right towards the front, battling for the lead as we get a terrible restart, completely caught napping, and a massive gap to the car ahead here into the chicane.
Okay, clear.
I think someone got wing damage at the chicane. And back on the way, I thought I saw a bit of debris, but anyway, back into the action. Luckily, we don't get put under pressure by a Sendel, or in this case, Christian Hausmann, sorry. Terrible restart, I got caught napping. Big time. As you can hear me say, got caught napping on the restart. So luckily, that mistake didn't get punished, and we can continue on our way. So we're going to hit a bit of an awkward phase here, and what is known as a classic DRS train, where you can't really do much. It's just all about trying to keep the battery charged, save your tyres, and just judge it, lap by lap. But the plan here is to try and save the tyres because we have pit very early, so it might benefit us later on in the race. But for now, we cut onto lap number 7, and we're still chasing the cars ahead. We've got a yellow flag, and actually a car is off on the left there. That's Samuel Bean. Oh dear, John. The championship leader, which is massive, and John Evans as well.
Involved.
He's involved in it. I just passed him. Who was the other car?
Red Bull.
So, yeah, we've had a bit of an incident there. The championship leader caught up, and also John Evans, the man who was on pole, by over a tenth, and to be honest with you, was the fastest car around here on pace. So that's a big, big moment this race. All of a sudden, this train has fallen apart.
Can spun or the wall spun. P2.
What? Oh my god. But no Sambin though. Now you can hear in the background, it's all going crazy. Get Owned and Chanakinchi involved in an incident. I think a McLaren as well. It might be Dylan Warren. And Sam Bean and John Evans as well. It's been a crazy lap, and now we're up to P10. As I was saying, the man on pole and that championship leader caught up in that incident. So we're going to gain some valuable places here, and we're looking pretty decent right now.
On the lead medium.
Sam ahead of you.
Dylan's. Oh my god, what? Dylan blow up. I'm first.
Oh my god. I just got a warning. Fucking I need to focus. So we get a warning. At this point, I didn't realise Sam Bean actually got caught up in an incident. I've only seen it now because I'm watching it in post. Dylan Warren has been caught up in an incident in the McLaren up ahead, and he's going backwards now. So Lewis Welch, my teammate, now leads this race. It's all going crazy, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Oh, you can hear me say, I don't know what's happening, but it's kicking off ahead. Oh my god. As we go into the chicane here, a bit of too wide action, and one of the cars is going to appear, and I believe that is Dylan Warren. Warren's sped in the pits, or he's got 6 seconds. So yeah, Warren has 6 seconds of penalties, and I believe he got all of that removed at the end of the race because it was he got all of that in just one warning. So anyway, we're P9 now, into the points, well into the points, should I say, and the DRS train is completely falling apart. It's all gone crazy, and everyone is just battling like mad. Into the fast chicane, we've got some more action up ahead here as we try to pick up some more places. Going through the fast chicane though, we managed to get that beautifully. As I think, do we have any cars in the pit stop? No, we don't. So we're still hanging out there in P9 for now on lap 12. Shit. And then suddenly, oh my fucking god.
Whoa.
What a crash. Paris and Norberto up to P7. Now after that, Paris I believe got penalty points on his license and also got a 10-second time penalty for the next race. That was a massive crash, by the way. Dropped out of DRS range, not ideal. And another 2 places gained. You know, just keeping my nose clean, staying out of battles, keeping my battery charged up, saving my tyres, and we're P7. Happy days, and we're making good progress now in this race.
Oh
my god. Dolmar got 3 seconds, Andy. And that little noise was actually Lewis Welch, because he had a brush with the Wall of Champions and has got wing damage in this race. You can see him struggling. You alive?
yeah, I'll put damage on.
Oh shit. Just go for hards.
Hold on a while.
Now you can see Lewis here trying to hold these guys up for me, but hopefully now he'll get out of the way so that we don't get held. As you can see through here, he pulls over, which is good, so we can now push on after Andy and Pedreño ahead. Oh, yellow, what?
Look at me.
No, fair enough. Unlucky, mate. Got a hard one. So yeah, another place gained. P6 now in this race, and if we can make this strategy work, we're looking pretty decent. I don't have a penalty yet. I've only got 1 warning, so in principle we're over ahead of Pedreño and Andres Dolmar as well, so that should be P4 for us already in this race. So we're doing really, really well. The pace is strong and we're keeping it clean, which is what matters. I might pit this lap. I'll see who pits. Now the DRS train went on for a few laps, but I took the decision. Lap 17, we're going to go for the undercut very early. I was meant to pit around lap 20, but we're going to go super aggressive. I'm going in, no one pit. The plan is to undercut. I'm undercutting all the cars ahead. You can still pit as well, it shouldn't affect you.
Much difference anyway.
And the reason for that is because from P1 to P6 they're all running in a train, so we're going to try and get all 5 of them at this point. We're going, fellas, we're going. This is the undercut. So this is it. This outlap has to be perfect. This is going to trigger everyone to pit, so we need to nail it. But Sendell retires from the race as we leave the pit exit. Oh my god. If I call this...
Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time and there are no plans for a safety car.
No, I'm going to miss out, I think. And the answer is no, Tom, you haven't called it. It's actually the worst case scenario. A safety car is going to ruin the undercut attempt and give everyone a free chance to pit. And I tried to push here, as you'll see now, but it wasn't to be, and it messed up. Everyone's leaving the pit exit. Oh, come on, bruv. I swear to God, now the Delta's gone, but it's too late. Oh, fuck's sakes. What is, like, the timing on that? And you can hear me say there was more to that, but I cut the message off because there was a bit too many expletives. But I was frustrated, but nonetheless, safety car period over. back underway racing conditions. Now, to give you guys a full rundown, we have Joe Hannon leading the race. He doesn't have a penalty. I can tell you, Ulas Azudarim up ahead and also Jeffrey Ritchie have gone for the softs. Both of them don't have penalties. So right now, every other car ahead of us has a time penalty. So we are chilling, I believe, in a net P4 as it stands at this moment because we don't have a penalty. Now, Ulas and Jeffrey Ritchie are going to be struggling like crazy on their softs at the end of the race. So, for me, the target of this race is P2. Joe's leading the race. I don't think we're going to catch him. Too many cars in between us. And we've got Warren pressure here.
Of course, we're driving at full speed again.
As you can hear me say, he's putting some pressure on. So, we're going to have to deal with Dylan Warren, who is very fast around here. He's probably faster than me, to be fair. Then we've got a Kinsu behind us softs, also without a penalty. But yeah, that's the plan. We're net P4 as it stands with the penalties. P2 if we can clear the guys on softs at the end of the race. So, Warren goes to the dive into the hairpin. I saw it coming. We're going to defend it and stay ahead for now. Onto the back straight.
Warren, you've got 2 pens. Stop begging it, honestly.
Now, at the time, I was getting a bit annoyed with Warren, but then little did I know after the race that those pens were going to get removed. So, Dylan right now is actually on, basically with no penalties. This is for position, which I didn't know at the time. Either way, I'm going to try and keep him behind, but the reality is he is faster than me, and dare I say, he may open up opportunities for me if I were to let him go, as we have contact with Jack Laverty. Do we have damage on the front wing after that?
No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's
oh my god,
good.
I haven't got damage.
What?
Everyone behind has. Jesus.
Mate, that has made up for my bad safety car. Like, how did I not get damage there? What the fuck? I mean, I swear he lagged a bit. He just came to a standstill out of nowhere. It looked really weird. Oh, shit, second warning. Fuck. Come on. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
So somehow we don't have wing damage from that incident. I can't believe it, but again, maybe a bit of positive karma after the incident, of course, with the safety car and getting screwed over on the undercut. I guess that was some good karma to make up for it. But anyway, in the meantime, we have got our second warning for track limits with 13 laps to go. That could be a massive point in this race. Now, we've got VRT Josh here getting overtaken by every single car. I don't think Josh has pit yet. I think he's still staying out there on his original tyres. So we're going to go ahead and pass him. We don't want to lose contact with the group of cars ahead. And we want to stay in the DRS train. So we can make a nice little move up the inside of turn 1. Loads of debris scattered on the apex of turn 2. We're going to push on and keep trying here.
I could have net P2 here because Ulas and Richie will drop back on softs later. They'll struggle. They won't keep up. And then it's just Joe.
So at this point you can hear me say what I was mentioning before. It looks like I'm on for a net P2. I had my live chat on Twitch telling me who had penalties. So I had a pretty good idea of what the plan was. So yeah, we're currently just vibing and just chilling in the train. I'm really just basically driving at about 80%. I could go faster, I could pass these guys, but I really do not want to get a penalty. So, you know, if you get too close to another car, you can't see where you're going. And at this point, Warren goes for the move. I'm not going to defend it. He's faster than me. He's going to force me into a mistake, so I'd rather let him go.
Warren past me.
And just let him take that one.
I'll let him do his thing. He's got 6 seconds. I don't really care too much, to be honest.
And as you can hear me say there, we're just going to let him go do his thing. Obviously, I didn't know at the time that those pens were going to get removed, but for now, we'll let Warren crack on and make some moves.
Fucking hell, Chan. Oh, fucking hell, Chan. God damn it, what are you doing? Well, that's getting removed.
You've been awarded a time penalty for that last incident.
You just pushed me over the chicane.
Now, a massive, massive moment. We get a time penalty, a third and final warning, thanks to Chana Kinshi for hitting me in the rear. Now, I can tell you, I'm going to get that removed. So, very important to keep my cool now, recompose, stay calm, and not get another warning, my fourth one, because if I do get this final warning, it's game over. The penalty's going to stay. As it stands right now, I can get it removed. So, we're still technically with no penalties. Now, we've got Jeffrey Ritchie ahead of us. He's out of battery. His softs are starting to struggle. So, we're going to try and make a move here because, again, this is for position. He doesn't know that because I've got a penalty, you know, but he doesn't realise that I don't actually have one because I'm going to get it removed. So, we're going to pass him here using the battery, what we have left. We're going to make the move up the inside of turn 1 with a lovely bit of late braking and keeping it on the island and on the racing line into turn 2. So job done. Up to P7 once again. And you see now Warren actually has 9 seconds of penalties. And I can tell you that final one is going to count. So those final 3 seconds are going to stick. So another car with a penalty, Dylan Warren. So we're still on course for the strategy. Right now, we're net P3. We've got Ulas Zuldarim just ahead of Jack Laverty here. And into the hairpin, Jack goes for the move. You can see they're battling and hitting side pods, so we're going to get involved and try and make the move here. We can see Ulas has his light flashing, so he's got no battery. If I'm going to squeeze through on the gap on the inside, shout out to Ulas for the awareness and leaving the space. But that is the move for P2. That's what we need. And now, all we've got to do for this final lap of the race, keep it clean and bring the car home in one piece. So here we are, last lap of the race now. Just got to keep it clean for this final chicane. And I'm golden. And as you can hear me say, just got to keep it clean for the final chicane, and we're good for a P2 and the podium. Let's go. Let's fucking go. That's a podium. Gotta be a fucking podium. P4 with pens, if I get mine taken off. So there we go, confirmation. We finished P5 on the day. Zuldarim, of course, didn't have a penalty, so he finishes P2 on track. Johanan wins the race, keeping it clean with 2 warnings to his name. Dormeyer and Pedreño's penalties are going to stick. We're going to get ours removed, and that means we finish in P2 here today. On screen now, confirmation of the steward's verdict. And yeah, overall, very, very happy. Our second podium of the season after China, and this is going to mean that we're going to move up to second place in the Drivers' Championship, if I'm not mistaken. If I have the standings in time, by the time I edit this video, I'll put them in right now. If not, then just take my word for it. But essentially, it's going to be Samuel Bean P1 in the Championship. I'm going to be P2, and Lewis Welch, who finishes P9 today in this race, is going to move up to P3. So it's an Alpine 2-3 in the Drivers' Championship, and I think we extend our Constructors Championship lead as well. So a very good day at the office here today, and more points in the bag. We've got another break week coming up, so you know, it's a little 2-week phase, but hopefully for the next race we're back on it. It's going to be the Japanese Grand Prix, and we are in a title fight, so we need to try our hardest to try and stop Sam Bean, who, by the way, has got a 10-second time penalty for his next race at Japan. So whatever happens, Sam Bean will get 10 seconds added to his time. So a massive opportunity here to catch up in the championship. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video and the race, leave a like, subscribe for more league racing content. On screen right now, you've got 2 other league racing videos. And yeah, a big shout out goes to the members of the channel as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, and this is goodbye from me.